Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Just before the weekly candle close, just wanted to update you on Bitcoin, what is happening here, the two possibilities that are here currently in place. And we want to take a closer look at the most imminent price movements, but we start first here on the weekly chart. We want to take a look at the weekly candle. If we zoom in, that weekly candle has obviously no chance to close in the green. Huge red candle and currently deeply in the red. On the weekly though, we can see that we had this bullish crossover on the weekly already here on the 8th of August in that week. That is currently still bullish. It has not turned around yet. And on the weekly, we also still have a bullish crossover in place on the RSI. Now, of course, that can change if the lower time frames are turning around to the downside. Here on the 4-hour chart, this is starting already. We need to be careful here, need to watch that very closely. If this is going to turn down, that will most likely accelerate to another low on the 4-day because it is very meaningful. And the RSI, though, did so far prevent a bearish crossover on the RSI. That is so far okay and no reason to be worried. However, if on the MACD we're getting a bearish crossover, this is time to be careful. Okay, so we need to closely observe this on the 2-day chart, which is normally further ahead. Where are you? There you go. On the 2-day chart, we are very shortly just before making a possible bearish crossover on the MACD. However, if that can be prevented by the price pushing up from here, this will be prevented and then would not be a bearish signal. Could be something that we had here already in this sideways movement, but this is a small reason for concern very clearly here on the 2-day chart. So that could lead to a further correction of Bitcoin or further sideways movement. Very importantly is now to observe the lower time frame action, price action. And again, we still have here on the chart the possibilities, and for some reason internet is a bit slow, but we had here the possibilities still on the chart that this was a wave 1 and a wave 2. Yeah, the wave 1 is the impulsive wave pattern and the wave 2 the correction. Here another wave 1, here a wave 2 and another 1-2 pattern. So we have 3 1-2 patterns. We could reduce it down to 2. With that, should we break below 20,700, that would not be necessarily a reason for concern, but it of course would threaten the low that is already in at 17,600. At the moment though, it is unclear if we're going to lose the $20,700 level. Yeah, and I'll show you why it is unclear. Yesterday, I made you aware that we're probably going to see a bit of a bounce here, bit of a rally, small rally, and yeah, we had a bit of a rally from around 20,700 to 21,800. At the moment, this can still be a corrective rally. So from the high at around 25,000, when we talked about an upcoming correction, I did not though expect it to be that deep, at least not then. We can count a wave A down, a wave B up, and now here 5 waves down, or at least 4 waves down. Yeah, and the 5th wave is still missing. It could be, and there are different ways of counting these. It could be that the low is already in here at this wave B low. In that case, we would expect this to subdivide further to the upside. If the low is already in, then it would look like that we had the wave 4 here. It was a bit too short for a wave 4, and the wave 5 here. And it was not low enough, in my opinion, for wave 5. It's possible, it's a double bottom, it's fine. And at the moment we are moving up into this area, the target area. We've reached that, yeah. This is the area that I formulated for a wave 4 retracement, and we would then come down consequently in a wave 5. I gave you in the previous video the key areas to retrace to on the more specific target for the wave C. I calculated that target of the wave C based on the length of the wave A, And I gave you the 21,680 level, yeah, more or less. Yeah, it was the 1.618 extension. You can see how well we reacted to that level and how meaningful this level was. So at the moment, it could very well be that this was the wave C high. Here it eventually did get very, very briefly all the way up to 21,770. Could very well be that this was the wave C. It should not go much higher. I mean, maybe it could go all the way up to here 21,900, but that would be it. Yeah. Ideally, we don't go above the 21,007, well, the previous high here in this scenario. If we go above this level and hold it, it would indicate that we have already here something more bullish going on, that the low was already in. At the moment, I think we have a good chance that we go at least once more lower in this wave 5. This, however, well, okay, so we reached target and now we need to see how the market is reacting. It already reacted quite bearish to it with this strong rejection. And now we could be subdividing in 5 waves to the downside. Why do I say now the low could already be in? Well, first of all, because there is a way to count this down in 5 waves. So as I just showed you, if we say this is the case, then we would need to see 5 waves to the upside now. Which, to be honest, with that latest push to the upside, we have seen. However, ideally, if it would, this would be very weak for an impulse, yeah. Because if you label this, and it would not invalidate any rules or anything, yeah, you can label this as 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, even without overlaps, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd be okay with that. The wave 3 though was very, very short. Therefore, I'm still leaning for a move to the downside. What would need to happen that we can be more confident that the low is in? Well, we would now want to see a 3-wave pullback, basically as an ABC, making a higher low, possibly coming down to that ascending trend line here. And then we can be more certain that the low is in. At the moment, it's a bit too early to say that. Yeah. At the moment, yes, it looks like a 5-wave move up, but the wave 3 was a bit too short. So it's not ideal. Yeah. And we're looking for harmonic waves. So this is not ideal. And however, if we now see 3 waves down and making a higher low, there is a really good indication and a case to be made that the low, at least the local low here was in. If we see now 5 waves down, yeah, or we can assume based on, for example, a first longer wave down, basically now, you know, what would need to happen basically in this, if this is not in the low, basically this was a wave 4 then, and the wave 5 comes down, then this would be a 5-wave move to the downside. And if we see this subdividing like that, obviously it's clear that we will make a lower low, but we can already make assumptions in the first wave of the 5th wave, because the wave 1 will subdivide into 5 waves. This will be the clue that we need. Do we come down in 3 waves? It's very likely we will go up. Do we come down in 5 waves? See, in the wave 1, it will be very likely we come down further. And I'll keep you updated. We'll probably know more tomorrow. Very interesting, but strong suggestion here that we come down once more due to the strong rejection. Yeah, and the subdivisions here aren't ideal, even though you can count 5 waves. Okay, and that's how I release you into the new week. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe, and also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links for those in the description. And yeah, I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.